Hi, it's Christian again with Crusader 2, and today we're gonna play Vikings. For this you need the Old Gods DLC, so you can access the Viking Age. We'll do a custom game, and we're gonna play right here. King Bjorn Ironside. I've played him before, so I know how to handle things with him. Vikings have a few differences between them and the other feudal areas. One is if they have an ambition to subjugate their entire cultural area, they can make war. Basically, they get a casus belli for all of the areas that it includes. So if we click to choose ambition up here, and the interface since my last video they have patched. So we're going to pick that. We're going to pick Become King of Sweden. There. Now everything that's Sweden, so our area is this one here, or if I press F1, this is our area. But also part of Sweden is this, and this, and this, and the reason you can also see that if you click on it down below the face of the person who runs it, you can see the de jure kingdom they belong to, and the de jure duchy they belong to. Or over here, on your map size, you can click under de jure kingdoms, and then that's the easiest view. You see all of this belongs to Sweden, but our part is only this small. So we want to become king of Sweden. In order for that to happen, we have to take over all these other areas, and now we have casus belli. So we can declare war on him, subjugation of Sweden, and send. This is, of course, just like in the regular game. We'll raise our armies, bring them all together like we usually do, and he doesn't have that many. And then we'll go over here and beat them. Bam. We'll follow them down here, annihilate them, and then we'll besiege their castle. Since you can see in the holding here, they don't have actual castles. They have these huts, basically. So besieging one of those places goes like 3 to 5 times faster than besieging a castle. It'll be really quick. Now that we've done that, we've actually already won the war. Offer peace. Bam. We've won. Now usually we dismiss our troops. But first of all, I want to show you, once you've got enough of the Kingdom of Sweden to crown yourself king, you need more than 50%. You're going to go to any one of those counties and you're going to click on this little symbol next to Sweden. This is tricky. It took me a while to find this. Then you get the realm Kingdom of Sweden overview, and you could click on create. And I control enough of it, 59%. If I had enough, if I had the piety and the gold to pay for it, it needs 200 piety, 376 gold, I would automatically, I would get 400 prestige for it, and I would be King of Sweden. And then I would actually have de jure reason to attack anybody who is still not under my control in Sweden, and I would just take them all over, and over time I'd unite Sweden and I'd be King of Sweden. We don't have the money or the piety for that right now, but this would be one of our ambitions. The next thing that sets up Vikings, the most important one, is that they can raid. In order to do that, we are going to need ships. And this is also not immediately obvious, so it's good. I had to look up the wiki a few times. But first thing you need to do, your army can either be a besieging army or a looting army. And here, toggle looter. This is the button with the X, with the axe, and the torch. And if you click on it, and the torch is burning, now they are raiders. So they were renamed. Instead of Army of Gothmundr, they are the Raiders of Gothmundr. They can raid any non-pagans. Basically, all the Christians down here we can raid. In order to do that, we need ships, because they're going to raid the countryside and put the loot on the ships. We have to figure out who are we going to raid. So we click on these lands, and over here in the view of the land you see this orange bar, or brown bar, so it shows you the wealth of the land. And it has a tiny little, I don't know if you can see this on the video, tiny little bar in the middle. It tells you how much of their loot is protected by their castle, how much is on the inside of the castle, or castles, and how much is on the outside. We can loot everything that's on the outside. So these people, when you hover over it, it'll tell you 15.6 loot is not protected by the castle. That's 15 gold that we can pick up. We want to do that. Now you could go through and look at them all, and you can see, for example, this one here has 1.2 loot. Okay, that's also tribal. But that would be worth it for us. So one way to see, like, where do we want to go a Viking is in the map mode down here, where you clicked on the Jura Kingdoms. Now you're going to click on Economy. Everything that's red is not worth our time. Everything that's green, however, is just waiting for some Vikings to come along and take their stuff. So we see this whole coastline here of Pomeranians. These suckers that are later going to be Prussians. I don't like them anyway because I'm German. We are going to go down there and raid them. So, like I said, we need ships, so we can either raise our vessels from our military view, here fleet levies, or we can go specifically to our county, right click on our county and do raise ships. We're going to do that. The reason for that is we don't need all 59 ships. We only need 21, exactly 21, which is lucky, because each ship carries 100 people. So now we can click on our raiders. We click on this Embark Army button, and now they're on the boat. Now we're sending our boat down here. Doodle-doodle-dum. The boat goes down there. Okay. Now, as you can see up here, this is our troops. If we didn't have our boat selected, we can just draw an arrow over it and draw a square. We can click on the troops. We can run them over here. There we go. And now, I'm going to make this a little slower. Now you see they have this little symbol next to them that says they are currently looting. They are looting 1.4 gold pieces every 4 days. You also see this little symbol next to the ships. They are carrying loot. By now they're carrying 11 gold pieces. In here, they're also besieging, but they're besieging in a different way. They're raising the castle. We don't want that. I'll show you later why. But you can toggle the siege view. You can see we actually got all the loot out of it that we could. So our soldiers are going to move on to the next. You can also see that by the looting symbol next to them turning red. As long as it's colorful, there's loot they can pick up. Once it turns red, we are done with all the loot. You see it goes down and down, and our ship is going up and up. Our ship is actually by now carrying 25 gold. So it's going down and down. And as you see, the same time that we hit the castle wall here, this thing is going to turn, this symbol is going to turn red. There it goes. And the county turns red in the economy view because it's no longer got money. Here they've raised some soldiers because they want to stop us. My wife turns out to be pregnant, okay. They want to stop us from looting. But we are Vikings. We put up our shield walls and we murder them all. There we go. And then we go on looting. And we loot and loot and loot. This is as simple as it is. You just have to remember to turn them from armies into raiders with the click of a button. They can only be one or the other. You cannot turn them into raiders when they're on foreign soil. You can turn them back into an army, but you have to turn them into raiders on your soil first before you send them off. That's important. They've looted everything they can. Am I slothful? Am I diligent? I'm going to be trying to be diligent. I sent my boat. I felt sick. Okay. I sent my boat to the next area here because, like I said, it always has to be an adjacent ocean tile that they're in order to pick up the loot. And now we carry this loot. We're looting. We already got 55 loot. That's quite a bit. I'm going to turn up the speed a little bit. Oswald, my mother, died in the dungeons of King Constantine of Scotland. Those Scots are going to pay. We can also, of course, send our ships all the way over here and loot this whole area. There's nice loot to be found here. You do not want to do it so much in these areas because they are going to raise big armies and murder you back. I've tried. But these people here, they're all the Pomeranians and so on. They don't have very many soldiers. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is here. Once we're done looting, I'm going to actually keep besieging the castle. And they are not an army besieging the castle during war. They are raiders besieging the castle. That means the effect of winning this is going to be much different. As you can see, our ship has 107 loot. That's quite a bit. Now, once we storm this castle, we're going to take it for all it's worth. This has two effects. One, the castle is in flames. This thing is looted. It's burned down. It's going to take him years to recover. Whereas you can see over here, these counties that we raided, they're already refilling their coffers. We could actually go back and start it all over again. By the time we're done, by the time we've gone through the whole coastline here, we could go back and start from the beginning. This place here that we just burnt to the ground, it is not coming back for at least 3 years. We totally destroyed it. On the other hand, we got a big chunk of loot from it. We're going to actually also burn down their city and their temple, because that, as you can see, suddenly brought us up to 180. And then once we raid the temple, we're definitely going to be at the limit. Somebody has challenged me to Holmgang. We'll meet in single combat. Sure. I grab my shield, my axe. Oh wow, so sorry, we got a little interruption here. I got a duel, a one-on-one duel. My axe will carve him a new smile. He blocks it. Oh, his axe is in my gut. Oh. Alright, so Bjorn Ironside, the side of his body wasn't so iron because he got an axe there, and so he is dead. And that's how it happens when you're a Viking. You know, life's short. So my son is taking over. That's okay. Alright, ooh, a whole bunch of stuff's happening. I'm okay. First thing I'm going to do... Oh, hold on. Everything's going too fast. I want to turn my ships around and send them home. They can go to any of my places, any of my counties. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be my capital. So we send them here. Once they get there, they're going to unload 210 gold pieces. There. I get the same amount in prestige. So now I've got 210 gold, 210 prestige. That's a lot. If you've played the game before, you know that. I'm going to send my boats back, pick my people up. Like I said, I could start again, go along the countryside, do this again. I'm not going to do that. I select my people, I'm going to right-click on the number of the boats. That's how you get them back in the boat. We're going to go home. And they've got a little more gold because I picked them up after they raid a little more. And now I disband because we're home. And disband my ships. And that's how you go Viking. I made 200 gold and 200 prestige, which is a lot. And like I said, you could keep doing this. Now what do you do with your gold and your prestige? One thing we haven't talked about in the last video is you build up your home. So you can see my tribal home here and my temple. Either one of those, I can click on them and I can see things I can build. I can increase the number of galleys. If you look at the name it says, that's what you currently have if it's green. It'll tell you this gave me 6 extra ships. That's why this place produces 21 galleys. I could get another 7 extra ships, which I can see when I hover over the button. So then I would get 28 ships from this place. This is why I pay with gold, but these 3 I pay with prestige. That's unique to tribes too. Everybody else pays everything in gold in the feudal lands, but we pay some of them with prestige. So we can say, yeah, build a hill fort. And now it's going to fill up, and in the end, you have a fort. If you want to, you can become feudal over time. You have to build. If you build your castle up to a stone fort over the years, and you make other preparations, you can turn from pagans into feudal lords, basically. And this is, of course, what happens in the end. You don't have Vikings forever. Eventually, everybody changes over. One reason is that another single combat challenge. I don't want to lose all my people. Oh, okay, let's do it. Anyway, we're almost done. Oh, duel is a draw. We both gain 50 prestige. Nice. And our opinion of each other is higher. Okay. Anyway, so you can turn feudal over time. The only last thing I want to talk about is your council can do things differently than a feudal council. Most of the actions are the same, but you can organize raid parties, get free troops, you can build your legend, which also gives you free warriors, and you can raise zealots, which also gives you free troops. So there's more options for you to gain free soldiers. And that's how you play Vikings. Usually now I would subjugate Sweden, take over all these Swedish places, become king of Sweden. I'd keep raiding the coastal line, and maybe I would even carve out a part of England for myself and try to hold it, and that would be really hard. And eventually become a feudal lord. So thanks for watching, and I hope you try it out because it's a lot of fun. See ya.